Well, hello, this is Mike Jacka with Minria and Real Estate Promo with another Flip It Friday video for you today. And today I want to continue on with our list of fears. So these are some of the most common fears that I've heard people ask or talk about over the years. The number one is lack of or no money to work with. Number two, the second probably biggest one is lack of credit or bad credit or poor credit. And for some reason, that holds a lot of people back from getting started in real estate. And that should not hold you back at all. Lack of credit or poor credit is probably actually a good place for you to start in this industry because it's going to teach you how to do real estate without going to a bank and getting a bank loan. And that's where you really need most people read the credit. They think that they have to go get a bank loan in order to buy properties. That's the traditional way of doing real estate. Well, that's just simply not true because there's so many different ways of doing real estate. One, you could buy properties on what's called a lease with the option to buy, where you're leasing it from the seller with the right to sublease it, and you have the option to buy it. That'll allow you to control the property without ever having to use your credit because the seller's not going to check your credit. It's the lender's going to check your credit for bank financing. You could buy it with creative seller financing using like contract for deeds, land contracts, agreement for deeds, where the seller is going to hold the paper and you make monthly payments to the seller rather than you having to go to the bank and qualify for a loan. You could also do a subject to, where the seller has a loan in place and you take over their existing financing. So you buy the property, they deed you the house, but they leave their loan in place and you just start making the payments on their loan. That's called subject to. That's another way for you to buy property without having to deal with the credit. And then once you learn how to do those things, then you can start working on your credit and start rebuilding your own credit. Because once you learn how to do real estate without using your own money and your own credit, once you figure that out and then you have good credit and you have money, you're going to be able to do a lot more with real estate. But you need to learn the fundamentals of real estate to do it without either money or credit. Because I find that when people have money and or credit, they tend to use that and say, you know what, I think the numbers are going to work, and they ignore what all the experts say and they just go and do a deal anyways. And then they come back to me or people like me 6 months later and say, well, now what do I do? How do I fix this? How do I get out of this situation? I'm like, I don't know. I have no clue how you're going to get out of this one. If you would have listened to me in the first place and not paid so much for it, yeah, I could have helped you at that point. But now that you paid so much for it, the only thing I can do for it is I'll take it over, maybe take it over, do subject to or something. I don't know, but you're not going to get out of this thing without losing some money. You're going to probably be writing a check on it. A couple more options for you. How about JV and just partnering up with other investors? And wholesaling is another option. So you could wholesale the property to somebody. So you just get really good at finding the properties, get them under contract, and wholesale them off. And then the other one is JV and are partnering up with investors. So you find the good deal, you do all the legwork, because you've got the time, you do all that, and then you find a partner who doesn't have the time, but they have the money and the credit to do the deal, and they probably hopefully they have some experience and they can run the numbers and verify that the numbers you ran are right. And then you can partner up with them. They put up the money, they use their credit, and you do the deal 50-50 split or a 60-40 split, whatever you work out with the investor. So that's just a couple of different ideas and ways of doing real estate without using your own credit or having bad credit or poor credit. Like I said, then you can start working on building up your credit afterwards. And with good credit, then you can start getting refinancing properties. Maybe you took over a property subject to and you have a higher interest rate. Well, a year or two down the road, you've improved your credit. Now you can go refinance and pull some cash out because you got good credit again now. There's all kinds of different things you can do. But the key is learn how to do it without credit. And if credit is your problem, don't let that hold you back. Learn how to do it without using your own credit. So with that, hopefully we'll see you guys back here next week with another Flip It Friday video tip. And if you like these videos, please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel. And we'll see everyone next week.